Good day, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Everyday Finances with Jay. My name is Jay. We're only a few weeks away from 2020. Going into the new year, I'm sure some of us have some New Year's resolutions for categories such as fitness, health, spirituality, and I strongly recommend everyone to take a look at their finances. Even if you have done something before and say 2019 didn't work out as well as you wanted to, 2020 is a good way to start something new. And today we're going to cover something that is going to be simple, yet easy to stick to. Ever made a budget just not to have a workout at the end, or stop going to the gym in February, but you told yourself you want to stick with it to get the summer shred in December? And even if you are good with money and are a frugal spender and saver, I myself am a victim to that. And I think I'm good with numbers, but as I was going through this process, some of my spending categories really surprised me. And today we're going to show you the 50-30-20 rule. The gist of the rule is that 50% will go towards your necessities, 30% is for wants, and 20% is for savings, and above beyond the minimum requirements on debts. I made a list of some of these categories. It could vary from person to person. For the necessities, it's such as housing, food, transportation, utilities, insurance, childcare, the minimum payment on a loan. And then for your 30% off your wants, it's such as entertainment, going to the movies, subscription services such as Hulu, Netflix, Spotify, Disney Plus, and so on. And then travel, vacation is also wants, and then dining out at a restaurant instead of cooking at home. And then the last category of your 20% is for savings, such as emergency fund, 401k, retirement, and paying off your higher interest debt, or paying above and beyond the minimum requirement of your debt. The next question is, how do I apply this to my life? I'm going to show you step-by-step approach on how to do that. Step number 1 is to figure out how much money you make after taxes. So take your paycheck and look how much federal taxes, state taxes, Social Security is taken out. And then step number 2 is to calculate how much money you need in order to live, just the bare minimum, the necessities. And then step number 3 is to calculate 20% of your after taxes paycheck for your savings. And we calculated 20% of your savings before your wants, because if you satisfy your necessities and your wants, typically there's nothing left over for your savings. And that will be money for a rainy day or retirement. So it's get the bare minimum, how much you need to live, and how much you want to save, and then the rest is going to be for going out to eat, going to the movies, date nights, and whatever else you want to do. Let's break down on how to do each of those steps. Step number 1 is to calculate how much money you make. It may seem simple, but sometimes it's not. For example, what if you get paid bi-weekly, or every 3 weeks, or another odd way? How much money do you make in a month? Let's say you get paid bi-weekly. Because there are 52 weeks in a year, you multiply your income by 26, and then divide it by 12 because there are 12 months in a year. This way you'll get how much money you make in a month. Let's go over an example. Our hypothetical situation, Mike, he makes $20 an hour. That would mean he makes $41,600 in a year. Dividing that by 12, that would be $3,466. Take out federal taxes, state taxes, Social Security, and other fees. It will make $2,858. And we're going to use this number throughout the whole calculations and other examples. Step number 2 is to calculate what is the minimum, the bare minimum to live on. And we're going to go with the example Mike from the previous example. And because Mike is a single person, I'm going to go off with how much money it takes for a single person to live on. And if you have a family, if you have a spouse or children, you can add more to the list that I have. I just have hypothetical numbers for married and married with kids. So Mike will spend $600 on housing, food $200, transportation $50, utilities and insurance, and the grand total of his necessities is $1,425. After calculating how much money it takes to live off on, next step is to calculate how much money you want to save. To do that before spending on extra other stuff. So for Mike, he would have $1,100 after the necessities, and deciding on how much of that goes towards saving. Remember the 50-30-20 rule, 20% will be for savings. So 20% of Mike's after taxes will be $571 and some cents. And for yourself, just calculate how much 20% is of your paycheck after taxes, of your monthly income, and that is how much you can put towards savings. Okay, the last category is your wants. So for Mike, that will be 30% of his after taxes income, which is $862 and some cents. That is a lot of money for a single person. And now every time Mike wants to buy a latte or wants to sign up for a new subscription such as Apple Plus or Disney Plus, he doesn't have to feel guilty about it because it is within the budget. The $862 on your wants, Mike can just spend it knowing that he has enough for saving, for a rainy day, paying off his loans, and a retirement account. In summary, what we just covered is 50% goes toward your basic living, 30% towards wants, and 20% towards savings. And a good way to stay within your budget, typically it's the want section that would go over budget, and you can progress from this method onto something else down the line. What I recommend to start off is to spend using cash for your wants. This way it will give you a tangible reminder of how much money you have left for that month on what you want to purchase. Going through this exercise, what I hope for is a sense of relief, knowing where your money goes towards to, and knowing that you have money saved up for a rainy day. And what I challenge you to do is to go through over this exercise with your own budget. Comment below with any type of questions, suggestions for future videos, or if you did the challenge, how do you feel about spending now and budgeting? The purpose, I'll make these videos to make the complicated financial world a little bit less complicated. Please subscribe to this channel by subscribing, liking this video, clicking on the notification bell, and have a wonderful day.